Assalamu alaikum to our esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us in the Women in Cyber panel, Driving the Bigger Impact. It is a pleasure to moderate the panel with great and inspiring cybersecurity women leaders. As we have a global representation in the panel, we will be exploring different topics from global landscape and then zooming into regional and national levels as well. I'll start with you, Eva. STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, including cybersecurity, have long been perceived as stumbling blocks for women. However, in the last years, we have seen an increased level of women participation in these fields. Globally, women in STEM jobs represents 38% of the overall workforce, with 25% in cybersecurity. What is your views about the gender diversity from a global landscape, and why does it matter to start with?
Thank you, Bohaina, for the question. You're right. Currently, based on different surveys globally, we see that women are underrepresented in STEM, but also in cybersecurity. However, what we also can observe is changing. So it's improving for the last decade. However, it's not yet there. We are not yet there, and there is still way to go. I think for the last couple of years, specifically the last 5 years, we can observe overcoming some obstacles in security, like gender bias, supporting women in order to increase the level or the percentage of cybersecurity. If we look back about 5 years, 2018, we saw the numbers were much lower. So in STEAM area, we have globally about 25%, comparing to currently we have, as you mentioned, over 38%. And specifically in cybersecurity, we were far behind. So we have 5 years ago, we were on the 11%, comparing to currently 25%. So a huge achievement, but still way to go. And why you ask why diversity matters, whether it matters, absolutely it does. Why? For a couple of reasons. First, we in cybersecurity sector, we have really huge talent scarce. We don't have enough talents. We don't have enough, not only women, but in general, we don't have enough people. So we can't afford to only rely on male skills. So we need to encourage more and more women. But also, probably the most important aspect of diversity is diversity always creates and brings creativity. So it brings different topics to the table, it brings different perspective to the table, which means that we have different views, we have different options, we have different solutions. So, and we need it in order to address ever-increasing cybersecurity risk.
Perfect. Building on this, and I'll come to you, Dr. Reem, being the co-founder for WIXME, Women in Cybersecurity Middle East, you have exposure from a global perspective as well as regional. How do you see women participation in cybersecurity in the Middle East?
Thank you so much for the question. And to start with the participation of women, you heard the applause, and these were WIXME ladies. Thank you so much for the cheering up. I love sharing stories, and it will be always resonating with everyone else. So let's go a little bit back in history. Why are women in cyber having a very huge, higher percentages in our region rather than around the world? If we go back to the root cause, our homes, our parents, our mothers, we always were told by our parents, يا دكتور يا مهندس عدل يشد حيلك يا دكتور يا مهندس. So our culture was always, pushing us toward learning. So, going towards STEM is something normal for our region. Studying science. When I was in college doing computer engineering back in 1990s, I'm that old, not that old. Yet, majority of our class was females, and we had among 25 girls, there was like 5 students as males. As women, we were always towards the engineering behavior that was computer science, and you would find many of the ladies toward these sciences. So Our culture is being empowered from within our homes, within our parents, and the passion within our ladies. Just a while ago on the campus stage, I was preparing for the session that we had with the ladies, and I saw two students who were sitting there, and I just passed by, said hello. I wanted to know from where they are. And she said, Doctor, I'm doing medicine. She's learning medical equipment, and she has nothing to do with cybersecurity, yet she's here to learn about cybersecurity because she has the passion to secure these equipments, to secure these X-rays. So when passion comes along, when we are being already raised to learn this cybersecurity, then you have a very empowered ladies that only needs a fair equivalent, opportunities to show their qualities. And Ms. Rasha will, of course, share more thoughts on that aspect. Will we say facts again on Black Hat? How is the women participation in Black Hat? And I believe Besma, Dawaz, and also Tom would verify and repeat these numbers. In our collaboration as WCME, which is a short for Women Cybersecurity Middle East, we were formulated back in 2018 with only 8 co-founders ladies. Today, we are more than 2,500 ladies from 23 countries in the Arab countries, where we have students as members up to the executives. Ms. Rasha is one of our members. Asil is one of our members. Busaina is in IT, otherwise we would have her with our members as well. But again, we have no barriers. We believe that learning is a right to all of our ladies, our daughters, our sisters. And again, let's go back on the Black Hat. We always collaborate with the Black Hat in 21 and 22 last year, and this is our 3rd year. In 21, when Black Hat has collaborated officially with the Federation and the Saudi entities, they have advised us that the number of female speakers that was recorded in 2021 was the highest in Black Hat history ever. So this was the highest number of female speakers in Saudi, 2021, that broke the records of more than 70 or 18 years of Black Hat events all over there. So this will tell you how our women in cyber in the region is doing. It's facts, it's numbers, it's our ladies who's making the real future, and the next future is very bright with our ladies and their mentors. Thank you.
MashaAllah, we are so proud with these numbers. Thank you, Dr. Reem. Now, zooming into Saudi, and I'll come to you, Rasha. According to a 2022 statistics published by the Saudi Federation for Cybersecurity Programming and Drones, Saudi has seen an increased rate of women participation in cybersecurity, reaching 45%, almost the half. We've also seen a lot of initiatives, programs, institutes being launched along the years, which really shows the kingdom's commitment to women empowerment and increasing the rate of participation in the workforce as part of Vision 2030. With all of these efforts, what's your view about women participation in cybersecurity in Saudi, and why do we have a better percentage than the global average?
So in addition to all the reasons that Dr. Reem just mentioned, the short answer is basically due to the national efforts that was taken by the various sectors within the country of Saudi Arabia to improve cybersecurity posture across all levels. And that goes back to 2017 with the establishment of the National Cybersecurity Authority, which forced or issued a number of regulations that were implemented, were announced and forced organizations on the various sectors to ensure that they have sufficient capabilities related to cybersecurity and information security. So all of the efforts that was taken at a national level helped in establishing a strong ecosystem. And this is actually what we needed. So the Federation, or the NCA, which is the National Cybersecurity Authority, issued the cybersecurity framework back in 2017 and forced specific skill set to be available in each and every organization across all sectors. That established the demand. As a result, universities responded in a very effective way and very positively to that demand, and they started to reflect cybersecurity topics on their academic curriculum. It wasn't only the it wasn't only the academic sector, but also we started to see initiatives being led by the government. For example, the establishment of the Saudi Federation for Cybersecurity, which actually hosted and started to sponsor and implement events similar to Black Hat. The establishment as well of Tuwaiq Academy, which as a result ensured that we have capable resources that are available. So all of that was joined and supported with initiatives led and brought from the community itself. So we started to see initiatives similar to SIAJ, established and led by the very highly qualified Dr. Fatima Al-Aqil, which is dedicated and focused to provide technical trainings to the young generation, and also the Center of Excellence for Cybersecurity, which is part of King Saud University. All of that established and created very capable resources. So the National Cybersecurity Authority created the demand, and the universities and also the various initiatives that we saw on the ground created the supply. But why women? This was also led by a national strategic direction for women empowerment. It was announced actually last year that in GCF, actually in 2020, the empowerment of women in cybersecurity to be a strategic initiative to be led not only in Saudi Arabia, but to be led by Saudi across the globe. So that strategic direction encouraged organizations to accept women's participation to be part of the workforce. So in the past, we used to see hesitation from the human resources professionals in accepting CVs that are related to technology. So imagine accepting CVs for women in cybersecurity domains. But all of the support that we're getting at a national level encouraged organizations to increase their women participation. But we didn't have to take a very long time to wait for the supply to be created, because all of the initiatives I just highlighted were actually able to create great resources, great capable professionals in cybersecurity, and majority are actually part of the group that was led and established by Dr. Reem. And you can see it part of the university's graduation that maybe the numbers you just mentioned, 45%, I think it's even improving. So we're seeing an actual 50-50% split between men and women participation in the task force. So I think it's important to ensure that a strong ecosystem is there, and this is the driver for Saudi to empower more women into this very important domain. And here maybe I will pause and ask the opinion of Mrs. Asil to share share her opinions and views on this topic.
Thank you, Rasha. I'm actually impressed by the remarkable progress and positive trends that in women participation in cybersecurity in Saudi Arabia. The increasing percentage is a reflection of the women's commitment to excel in this field, showcasing their knowledge, skills, and dedication. I believe that this notable achievement, several factors contributed to it, such as the growing emphasis on educational opportunities, the supportive government initiatives, and the recognition of the valuable contributions that women bring to the cybersecurity field. Saudi Arabia's commitment to empowering women in various sectors, including technology and cybersecurity, is evident in the concerted efforts to provide equal opportunities for educational and professional growth. Also, the collaborative approach between the government and the private sector created a conducive environment for women to pursue careers in cybersecurity, which ultimately leading to better representation. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has trained more than 40,000 male and females in digital specific fields, including cybersecurity and AI. It also created 20,000 jobs for both genders in 2022. I myself was fortunate enough to work and witness with these amazing young talents who graduated from several of these programs over the years. As more women contribute and showcase their skills and knowledge in cybersecurity, it will not just enrich the industry, it will also inspire others to explore and excel in the STEM fields. In short, the increasing percentage of women participation in cybersecurity is a reflection of the commitment to inclusivity, equal opportunities, and recognition of the valuable contributions that women bring to the landscape. I think that the positive momentum is likely to further strengthen and contribute to the growth and success of the cybersecurity industry.
Great insights. I would like us to explore now a different angle, and I'll come to you, Dr. Reem. First of all, congratulations on your recent global award, being awarded the Cybersecurity Woman of the Year for 2023 and the Barrier Breaker.
Thank you. So, amazing numbers. Allahumma zid wa barak, mashallah, tabarak rahman. And again, يعني, quickly to add, mashallah, Saudi Arabia has jumped to the second rank in the GCI and maintained that one for 3 consecutive years. And women empowerment had played a huge play of that. فاللهم زد وبارك يعني ما شاء الله تبارك الرحمن. So to go back to the question of breaking barriers and what are the challenges that we as cybersecurity and personally as myself has been embarking in this challenging fields. IT is a challenging field by itself, then it's very much ever-growing field. However, about the cybersecurity, it comes with an added, spices and flavors where the challenges of being always around the clock, and I was discussing with Ms. Rasha and the ladies, in being a CISO, when I played that role, I never had a normal, قيام ليل 10 الأواخر برمضان. It was there in the SOC. العيد, spending the 3 days of Eid, I used to عيد على الأهل and playing the greetings of Eid بالعصر and afternoon after everyone has left. Being cybersecurity is a very much demanding work. However, there is something that will always keep you back. And this is where you realize that there are many barriers, there are many challenges, but what are we doing it for? What's the purpose? When you start setting your life purpose and align what you're doing and serving in cybersecurity and align to that, I'm serving my country, I'm securing our people, especially in cybersecurity and where we're working in the critical national infrastructures. The cybersecurity has that physical arm that can impact safety of the people. So back in the days, we have aligned that cybersecurity, we are more into building cyber defenders, defending our lines, and there were the passion to succeed and overcome these barriers. So the mindset here has changed from looking at these barriers or these challenges and start focusing on what does these challenges bring to me. So instead of looking at the challenge, I start exploring the opportunities that these challenges bring to me, and I start working on these opportunities. 3 weeks ago, there was a national leadership conference in Kuwait, and Tom Bailey, which is a very well-known motivator and coach globally, has said a very important thing that still resonated in my mind, and I have shared it with everyone I have met, even our manager secretary. While I was waiting for him, I shared it with him. So I will share it with you. He said something very much critical that will build your resilience and will make you keep breaking all the barriers that will come, not only in cybersecurity, however in your life. He said this. He said you have 10 digits, and he pointed to his hands, and he said, do you see these 10 digits? Whenever you face a problem, never make these 10 digits point out to anyone else. Just keep pointing them at yourself. Once you face a problem or a challenge, you start pointing these digits on yourself and say, how can I deal with this problem? How can I get out from this problem? Instead of blaming others, instead of saying, the user has clicked the link, the board didn't give me the budget, we can see how we can work smarter, how we can do our internal efforts to build the awareness, how we can put these controls or measures to make it secure. So once we have that strategy of pointing the 10 digits toward ourselves, we will start looking at more and more solutions. That's something when you can start building your own sense of responsibility and accountability, like Abir has reflected in the resilience discussion. When we said, once you have that commitment and accountability, you will stop being a victim and start getting control of yourself, where you start, it's a must. I have to get out of it and I need to go to the next challenge. And life is a challenge. Subhanallah, الدنيا دار اختبار وبلاء. We're not here for fun. We are here to serve, to contribute, to leave a good impact. And with that comes the challenges. And it's only our choice and our decision to turn these challenges into opportunities and how we make best from these learnings. So we keep learning, we keep bypassing, we keep sharing, and we keep growing as we move on.
Thank you, Dr. Reem. Rasha, would you like to reflect as well on the same, the barriers and possible ways to tackle them?
So actually, I can't agree more with what Dr. Reem just mentioned. But to me, personally, I believe the barriers are only set by the individuals themselves to prevent them from moving forward. So I've been in this field for a very long time. So this is my 10th year in cybersecurity. And the challenges that we used to see and face in the past are now completely different from what we're seeing or what the next or the young generation is going to face. But with each organization, there are a set of challenges that are linked to the culture within that organization. Each individual needs to be very smart in ensuring and finding for them the path to maneuver within the organization. Because as Dr. Reem just mentioned, the work that we do is very sensitive in nature, it's very intense, but at the same time, you need to be seen as an enabler to the organization. So you need not to only focus and learn the technical part, but you need to, as well to understand what's in it for the other team to support you as an individual. So working in a cybersecurity field is exciting, but this task comes with responsibilities, accountabilities, and a lot of self-commitment and discipline that we need to put in place. What I encourage my colleagues, male or female, to do is to always reflect and observe their behaviors on how they deal with challenges, not to be shy of sharing their experience, sharing their issues and challenges, get coaching, get support whenever required. We have within the region and actually globally, we have great venues and great channels that support can be provided for leadership training and leadership coaching to help individuals to drive their ways. There will not be a single organization, I've never seen yet a single organization that will take full responsibility of the individual's development and increased and improved performance. This is the responsibility of the individuals themselves. So they need to ensure that they always monitor their performance, their behavior, and improve as they move forward.
Great recommendations, thank you. Promoting gender diversity is not one person or one entity's job. It's the collective effort of an interconnected ecosystem. Eva, we've heard from Rasha, Dr. Reem, and Asil on the contribution of both the private and the public sector. Can you elaborate more on the role of the government, academia, corporates, and to Russia's point, the individual themselves to promote gender diversity, and maybe sharing with us global best practices?
Yeah, thank you very much. First, probably I would say the huge congratulations, Asha. You mentioned about 50% of women and men are going forward in Saudi Arabia, so it's a really great achievement. And I personally believe also that government, academy, and corporate, they play significant roles with how we can increase women in cybersecurity, how we can make sure that there is more balanced approach, that there is no dominated, male-dominated sector only. And as I mentioned, there are a number of projects also globally we can leverage and we can pursue. So first, from government perspective, government can coordinate as a body, can coordinate cooperation between corporate, different organizations, private and public sector, can use different, let's say, leverage different opportunities to, for example, decrease tax for the companies who are investing in, for example, graduates program, who are investing in increasing women in cyber. There are a number of initiatives also government can work as a programs or projects with corporation, setting up different subject matter expert groups, focusing on specific security topics, focusing also on the diversity and inclusion. Also from the corporate perspective, companies can help to make women's lives a little bit easier. I know in some of the European countries, companies introduce family-friendly projects which are supporting women in flexible working, but also supporting in building kindergarten on the premises of the companies. So then women, they can, whenever needed, spend a little bit more time with their kids during even the break, during the company break, so during the time break. There are a number also of graduates program where corporations are encouraging young people to come to companies on grads program and to explore what field of cybersecurity they might be potentially interested in. Also from the academy perspective, I think we need much more role models from women's perspective. We need more subject matter experts who are practical experts, who are hands-on experts to do lecturing, to provide different courses on cybersecurity. So on one hand, they show that women can also provide the classes, that there are women in cyber, but also on the other hand, they can provide the classes, lecturing in a slightly different way, using different skills than males can use. I think there are, as I mentioned, there are many programs more involving women. Also, the projects which are driven by different organizations or associations where promoting women, like women in technology, women in cybersecurity, InfoSec girls, coding women or coding girls. Those are the programs where government can actively participate by either sponsoring or supporting to bring those together. So I would definitely encourage all opportunities to be used to have, as I mentioned, balance, because we are not talking about dominant in the future women. We are talking about having balance, having opportunity to make a more diverse environment, which will, as I mentioned in the first question, which will bring creativity and different perspective.
Great, thank you. Asil, with all of the efforts from the government and the education system, we're going to have this pipeline of talents. These are the early in career, the new joiners who might choose cybersecurity as their career choice. How can we foster an environment, first, to retain them, and secondly, to help them advance and grow within their cybersecurity jobs?
Creating an environment that fosters gender diversity in cybersecurity is crucial for empowering, retaining, and enhancing or advancing women in their cybersecurity roles. I believe that educational initiatives such as promoting STEM education from an early age would create a pipeline of young female talents that would contribute to the cybersecurity industry and would help in retaining them in that field. Also, creating or establishing partnerships with educational institutions to provide scholarships, mentorship programs, and internships specifically aimed at women in cybersecurity. Also, I'm providing ongoing training for women to enhance their skills and let them stay up to date with the latest cybersecurity trends. Also, providing leadership programs to prepare these women for higher cybersecurity positions would help retain them. Also, increasing the representation of women in leadership positions in the cybersecurity department and your organization as a whole. Also, showcasing successful women as role models to inspire others to join the field. I believe that by implementing these strategies, it will not just attract women to the cybersecurity industry, but also help retain, enhance, and advance them in this industry, in the cybersecurity.
Great insights indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we started our panel by exploring the gender diversity from a global landscape, regional and national. We looked at the different efforts, best practices, and initiatives. We've also talked about the barriers and possible ways to tackle them, and how to foster a healthy environment to encourage, retain, and promote and advance women in their cybersecurity roles. Eva, Rasha, Dr. Reem, and Asir, thank you so much for joining us and for the fruitful discussion. Please join me in giving our esteemed panelists a big round of applause.